Santorini, the postcard-perfect paradise, hides a terrifying secret. Its iconic cliffs are a testament to ancient, destructive forces, and what happened millennia ago could be set to repeat. Is this stunning island on the brink of another catastrophic collapse? Hey, friend, imagine this. You're soaring over Santorini in a drone, the kind that captures those jaw-dropping vistas you see on Instagram. The sun's dipping low, painting the Aegean Sea in hues of gold and sapphire, and there it is, the Caldera, this massive, horseshoe-shaped crater plunging straight into the water. It's like the island's been scooped out by some giant's hand, leaving behind sheer cliffs that rise hundreds of meters, dotted with whitewashed villages clinging precariously to the edges. Fira, oh yeah, those postcard spots with their blue dome churches and infinity pools overlooking the abyss. It's pure magic, right? Tourists flock here for the sunsets, the wine, the romance. But lean in closer, because beneath that dreamy surface, Santorini's got a wild, volatile heart. Those cliffs aren't just pretty, they're scars from explosions that reshaped the world. And yeah, the ground's still rumbling, whispering that the beast might wake up again. Let's dive into this, you and me, like we're chatting over a glass of a Certico on a cliffside terrace. Santorini isn't your average island, it's a volcano, or more precisely, a volcanic complex in the southern Aegean Sea, part of the Hellenic arc where the African plate dives under the Eurasian one. That tectonic tango has been building pressure for eons, creating a hotspot of geological drama. The island we see today, with its crescent shape, is the remnant of a much larger landmass called Strongyli, meaning round in Greek. Picture a single, cone-shaped volcano rising from the sea, lush and thriving, until bam, catastrophe strikes. The star of this story is the Minoan eruption around 1600 BCE, one of the most powerful volcanic blasts in human history. We're talking a volcanic explosivity index V of 6 or 7, which is massive. Think Pompeii on steroids, but way bigger. The volcano, then Caldera, unleashed hell, plumes of ash shooting 30 to 40 kilometers into the sky, pyroclastic flows racing down slopes at hurricane speeds, and tsunamis ripping across the Mediterranean. The eruption ejected something like 60 to 100 cubic kilometers of material, collapsing the central part of the island into the sea and forming the caldera we got at today. Those iconic cliffs, they're the exposed walls of that collapsed crater, layers of pumice, ash, and lava telling a tale of destruction. I mean, can you even fathom the scene? Ash blanketed the island feet deep, burying Minoan settlements like Acroteria, Bronze Age Pompeii preserved under volcanic debris. Excavations there reveal frescoes of ships, lila, and exotic animals, hinting at a sophisticated society trading with Egypt and the Levant, but the eruption wiped it out. Tsunamis, possibly up to 35 meters high, slammed into Crete 110 kilometers south, devastating Minoan palaces at Knossos and beyond. Some historians link this to the decline of the Minoan civilization, that golden age of Crete with its labyrinths and bull-leaping myths. Was it the end of Atlantis as Plato described? Maybe not literally, but the parallels are eerie. Advanced island society swallowed by the sea in a day and a night of misfortune. But here's the kicker, this wasn't a one-off. Santorini's been erupting for hundreds of thousands of years. Geologists have pieced together at least 12 major explosive events over the last 360,000 years, each reshaping the landscape. The caldera we know formed through multiple collapses, with the Minoan one being the most recent biggie. Before that, around 22,000 years ago, another massive eruption carved out parts of the basin. And post-Minoan, the volcano didn't quit. In 1650 CE, the submarine Colombo volcano, just 7 kilometers northeast, blew up in a V6 event, killing 70 people with pyroclastic flows and tsunamis that reached as far as Turkey. Ash fell across the eastern Mediterranean, and the events etched in historical records as a harbinger of doom. Fast forward to the 20th century, smaller eruptions in 1925 to 1928, 1939 1941, and 1950 built up the Camini Islands in the Calderas Santorini Camini and Palea Camini. Those black, steaming lumps you can hike on during boat tour. They're like the volcano's heartbeat, with hot springs bubbling at 80 degrees Celsius and sulfur vents hissing warnings. The last activity was in 1950, a phreatic explosion, but since then, it's been quiet-ish. Fumaroles still puff, and the ground inflates and deflates like it's breathing. Now, let's talk about those cliffs, the real showstoppers. Rising up to 300 meters from the sea, they're a rainbow of reds, blacks, and whites from layered volcanic deposits. But beauty comes with peril. These cliffs are unstable, prone to landslides and rockfalls, especially after earthquakes or heavy rains. In 2017, a chunk collapsed near Amudi Bay, and more recently, in August 2025, a massive landslide in Imiravigli sent tourists scrambling as boulders tumbled into the caldera. Videos went viral, dust clouds billowing, waves churning below. No injuries, but it was a stark reminder the island's built on fragile ground. And earthquakes, oh boy, Santorini sits on a seismic hotspot. In early 2025, over 2,000 quakes rocked the island in a single week, magnitudes up to 5.4, centered under the caldera and Colombo. Panic ensued, schools closed, tourists evacuated, locals sleeping in cars. Seismologists warned of landslide risks on those steep cliffs, advising people to steer clear of edges and indoor gatherings. These swarms suggest magma movement below, pressurizing the system. Low-frequency tremors, like those spotted in February 2025, hint at fluids shifting, classic precursors to eruptions. Is another big one coming? Scientists say the risk of a major eruption soon is low, but not zero. Santorini's monitored like a hawk. The Santori program tracks Colombo with seismometers, GPS for ground deformation, and gas sensors for CO2 spikes. Recent drilling by the International Ocean Discovery Program in 2020 revealed the magma chambers shallower than thought, at 224 kilometers deep, fed by rapid recharge from below. A 2021 study even linked eruption likelihood to sea level drops fall 40 meters, and boom, pressure changes trigger blasts. With climate change messing with seas, who knows, but let's not freak out entirely. The volcanoes cycles are long major eruptions every 10,000 to 20,000 years, though smaller ones pop every few centuries. Colombo's the wild card. It's built up a cone since 1650 and could go Ve 5 or more. If it erupts, tsunamis could hit Santorini's east coast in minutes, ash grounding flights, and acid rain scorching vines. Tourism, the island's lifeblood millions visit yearly, would tank. Remember 2010's Age of Geological? Multiply that, yet locals adapt. Building codes now require quake-resistant designs, but illegal constructions, those infinity pools and hotels carved into cliffs, heighten risks. In 2025, authorities cracked down on dozens of unauthorized builds after the quakes exposed vulnerabilities. And science helps. Models simulate landslides turning into tsunamis, like potential collapses generating 10 to 20 meter waves. Friend, Santorini's a paradox of beauty born from beastly forces. Those cliffs forged in fire draw us in, but they remind us nature's boss. Will history repeat? Possibly, but with monitoring, we can prepare. Next time you're sipping sunset cocktails in Oya, spare a thought for the magma below. It's what makes the place alive, thrilling, unforgettable. Just don't linger too close to the edge.